You're watching the News Hour at 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, Times Now Super Investigation series on the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has finally resulted in a resonating impact, with the government forming a high-powered panel to probe suspicious donations into the Rajiv Gandhi Trust and the possible quid pro quo. Times Now exposed that China government was a donor in at least 3 NGOs run by the Gandhis. In fact, the government has set up an interministerial panel to probe the details. We also told you first how honest taxpayers' money was being misused. In fact, the government is going to dig deep into the books of the trust on why ministries as well as PSUs and the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund found its way into the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. We also exposed the balance sheet that had fraudster Mehul Choksi's company named Naviraj Estates on it. In fact, the Ministry of Home Affairs has ordered a probe into the shell firm's shady deal under the Money Laundering Act. We also told you how Chinese pumped in as many as $300,000 into the fund of the Gandhi family. In fact, the government will look into the matter under the Foreign Contribution Act. And tonight, we will reveal how another tainted man, Rana Kapoor of Yes Bank, is on the donor list. In fact, the government will look into all tax transactions to find out proceeds of crime, whether they were allegedly sent to the Congress and the Gandhis for a quid pro quo. That's the story, that's the case. But the Congress party is hell-bent on denying any wrongdoing and calling all these developments nothing but a political witch hunt by the BJP. Rahul Gandhi, in his latest tweet, even sent a message to the Prime Minister saying, "We will not be intimidated." Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the legitimate question is just one. Has the Times Now Trust probe exposed and rattled the Gandhis? Because apart from rhetoric, they haven't answered a single question on the details of these dubious donations. And that really is the legitimate question. The big breaking news that's coming in on this story on the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation Probe Trust actually takes us to 3 companies, and let me show you which these companies are. These companies involve Unitech. Now, Unitech is one company that got land, that also got a license in 2008. Tonight, the story just gets bigger and bigger. Times Now's investigation team has been able to unearth a stunning new angle in the donation gate saga that confronts the Gandhis. Financial fraud accused Unitech Limited founder Sanjay Chandra was a donor for 2 successive years to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation through his company called Unitech. What's very suspicious, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that the donation in 2007 to 2008 to the Gandhi Trust was followed, coincidence, by granting of telecom license to the company, which became a huge scandal in the following years. Yes, the special team which has taken over the probe will investigate the quid pro quo angle, but Hector Kenneth, leading our investigations, has unraveled. And I must bring to the fore all our investigation team members, Amar, Pranesh, Roy, as well as Hector Kenneth, leading them on the investigation desk, Hardeep Duggal, as well as Murli, who have been working on these stories and have found Unitech as a donor to these Rajiv Gandhi foundations. 2007, 2008 goes the money. 2008 January, he gets the license, and as they say, it's a happy family. Money is also donated into the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Let's go across to Nikunj Garg, our internal security editor, who's joining me on the broadcast. Nikunj, 2007, 2008 and 2008, 2009, 2 years in which Unitech has donated money to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. We also know the dubious distinction of the Unitech license that was cancelled by the Supreme Court because under the first come first serve policy of the government, on 28th in 2008 January, Unitech was given an all India license for telecom services. Is this a mere coincidence, Nikunj?
Well, Navika, I will take the argument from what the Congress party has been propounding on this matter. The fact is that at that particular point in time, Mr. Sanjay Chandra and Unitech could have been a completely legitimate business with no, absolutely no blemish on it. But that certainly doesn't hold true for Mr. Mehul Choksi in 2015 because he has been a very controversial man for decades now. Now, if Mr. Sanjay Chandra came into blemish under investigation on radar of the investigating agencies after that also, the Congress party had raised a question that if we were to return 20 lakh rupee donation from NRF, would the Chinese go back? Now, I ask a counter question on that regard, and the viewers would relate to it. The fact is that once Mr. Chandra and his company became tainted, in fact, Mr. Chandra actually got bailed out just yesterday from prison after spending close to 3 years in a prison on the grounds that his parents are suffering from COVID. So you can imagine the man's supposed guilt till it's adjudicated. Why did, after the organization became controversial, licenses were cancelled, he went to jail, Rajiv Gandhi Foundation did not deem it fit to return the money? If returning the money is the logic that Congress is forwarding, then they should have done it in the case of at least controversial businessmen who went to jail. Forget about Prime Minister's National Relief Fund.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we've told you the story of Unitech, Sanjay Chandra, which is part of folklore in the corridors of power, in the general public's mind, because this is the 2G scam. 2G scam unearthed again here on Times Now in 2009, and we all know the investigations, the CAG report that came out, and then the Supreme Court case. Now, news break number 2. Guess who is the other company on the donors list? GVK Industries Limited and GVK Airport Foundation. The company donated not only in 2006, 2007, and the same year, they signed an agreement to run the Mumbai airport. Then again in 2009-10, they donated a generous amount to the Rajiv Gandhi Trust. Also, in various years, it's not just 2 years, in various years, the GVK Airport Foundation has at least on 4 or 5 occasions donated money to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Is this coincidence number 2? Because in Unitech's case, in the year Unitech gets a license, and here are the entries, and these entries are in the donors list of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Unitech comes here, Unitech comes here, and of course we have GVK, which comes several times in various lists, and they have donated money again to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. But also we have another company. And this company too has great distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news number 3, and the most interesting scoop tonight is the man behind the dubious NSEL scam, Jignesh Shah, who was also a donor. And why this gets extremely suspicious, the same financial year where a notice has been sent to NSEL for violating norms by the Consumer Affairs Department, Jignesh Shah's company becomes a donor. And let me show you Jignesh Shah's company making this donation right here. This is the company. This is Financial Technology Group, which is Jignesh Shah's company. And we saw this on the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Jignesh Shah's company on the donor list of the Rajiv Gandhi Charitable Trust. Now, Rajiv Gandhi Charitable Trust has no papers, no donations. It's somewhere in an other link provided by the Congress party, hoping that nobody would find this. It's been an exercise of many hours that our entire team took to find out this entry of Financial Technology Groups of Jignesh Shah. And Mr. Jignesh Shah, accused in the NSEL scam by the Consumer Affairs Department in the UPA regime itself. And in 2011-12 is when he donates while this investigation is going on. For 15 months, nothing happens in this investigation. And then in 2013, there is another investigation, yet the Gandhi's farmhouse is rented to the same Jignesh Shah while an investigation is on, and he pays 6.7 lakh rupees per month to the Gandhis for their farmhouse. Now, let me get in Nikunj Garg once again. Nikunj Garg, I want to ask you, and there are five people: Rana Kapoor, Mehul Choksi, Jignesh Shah, GVK Industries, and also Unitech and Sanjay Chandra. Are these all coincidences that these people have some business interests? Somebody gets bank loans, somebody gets licenses for telecom, somebody gets an airport to run, and all of them make donations to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation?
Unfortunately, one has to say this, since it's a charitable trust, I'm saying it's unfortunately, that this looks like increasingly looks like a rogues gallery. GVK, another fact that has to be added, just a few days back, Central Bureau of Investigation registered a hundreds of crore rupee of fraud case against them, and that pertains to their entire dealing of operation of Mumbai Airport and the grant of license. Of course, the company has denied all kind of wrongdoing, and we have to put it on record. They did issue an official statement apropos that, but the case is very much there. The CBI has registered that FIR. The point I again and again make, Navika, by 2011-12, there were a lot of controversies that were surrounding around donors like Sanjay Chandra and other people were facing some amount of scrutiny from various kind of agencies. At this point in time, a trust that is associated with the former Prime Minister and his family, a family that was numero uno family at that particular point of time, remains so even today in Congress party, should have done much greater amount of scrutiny. And because that scrutiny was not done today, or at any other point in time, today they can say it's in lieu of their questioning to the government, but at any other point in time, if any government decides to scrutinize those accounts and set up a special panel or an enforcement directorate probe, you can't find fault with that government, because then a lot of people will say, why is it that all the corporate donors, the public sector undertakings, the ministries, the departments are making donations to a foundation which is not being able to sift its accounts properly, and a lot of controversial people who are now behind bars, jailbirds, etc., are regularly donating to that firm. So that's a bona fide question for the public at large to raise, and for the government to satiate the answer, the only way out is ordering or instituting a probe.
Kunj, I must thank you. I must thank you for joining me. But ladies and gentlemen, when it's an investigation of this scale, I must show you all the documents. And I want to ask my colleague here to focus on this. Unitech, right here. This is in the general donations column of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation annual report of 2008-2009. This is Unitech again. This is general donations in the year 2007-2008. Now, let's come to GVK. This is GVK in the Airport Foundation in 2009-2010, 2010-2011, GVK Industries Limited. Then look at this. This is for the year 2015-16, GVK Airport Foundation once again. And look at how many times GVK Airport Foundations in 2014-2015 as well, and 2015-2016 as well. Well, the largest continues. Let me also show you the document which gives us Financial Technology Groups, which is Jignesh Shah's company, and this is for the year 2011-2012, and we understand, it's not mentioned in this, but we understand from our sources that it is a donation of about 50 lakh rupees that goes out in this year when the investigation is being conducted, and of course later the farmhouse is rented to them. And what I want to really tell you is that every Rajiv Gandhi Foundation balance sheet is signed by Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Suman Dubey, and Sonia Gandhi. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra mentioned right here, signature here, Sonia Gandhi, and this is the 2012 11-12 financial report, and this has been signed by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Sonia Gandhi. Can they now say that they didn't know about these details? Somebody may have done it, or we are not going to be intimidated. Is that an only answer? Let's go across to our panel that's joining us this evening. Dr. Sambit Patra, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawalla, lawyer, Karan Bhasin, political analyst, Abbas Hafiz, Sanjay Hegde, senior advocate in the Supreme Court, Dr. Suman Sriraman, and Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst. You're already smiling, Tehseen Poonawalla.
Because I'll tell you why I'm smiling, ma'am. Because congratulations to Hector, Murli, the Times Now team. Fantastic job. But you know what, ma'am? I will not stop asking why has China not vacated finger 4, finger 8. I will continue asking that. But you may please ask me questions. I'll answer about this. Modi ji is telling India to China and he's asking questions. Please answer.
Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, why don't I ask you a question?
Sure,
Is Mr. Rahul Gandhi tweeting in favor of China, doubting his own Prime Minister because there are donations coming in from China into the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? That's the counter question that Mr. Rahul Gandhi should also be prepared for. But the question tonight, Tehseen Poonawalla, if you want to be on a China debate, please be my guest. Go to a channel that's debating China. Today I'm debating the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, and the topic is known to you. It was mentioned to you. But if you want to debate China, be my guest, go to another channel which is debating this. But if you're here on this debate, knowing the topic of the debate, I want you to answer. Apart from the rhetoric, can you tell me that is it a coincidence that five people who have dubious records are donating at a time when there are dubious transactions happening? Rana Kapoor helps by buying the painting of M.F. Hussain from Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. And let me break this news also to you that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, from what we've been told, has forgotten to mention that in her income tax returns details. Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, सब कुछ आपकी जेब में नहीं होता कि आप पैसे भी ले लो, पेंटिंग भी दे दो और उसके बाद इनकम टैक्स में बताना भी भूल जाओ. Jignesh Shah, man under investigation, takes your farmhouse on rent and also donates to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Mehul Choksi, we all know he was taking loans without any assets being given, and he donates into Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Rana Kapoor, same story. Bank, fraud and donations to Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Unitech donates in the 2 years when he gets the license for a telecom pan-India. And of course, we also have GVK Industries, which donates and donates and donates to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. And when the year in which he begins the donations, he also gets an airport. Are these all coincidences, sir?
Thank you, ma'am, for having me on the debate. And like you rightly said, ma'am, you're always right, that if there's a China debate, I would have to be somewhere else. And that's precisely my argument, ma'am, that they precisely not to have the China debate. These things have been put out, which is in public domain. But congratulations to Hector, Murli, they're friends of mine. Let me come to the substance of what you said, ma'am. Ma'am, I can also say that, look, at the end of the day, IDRF, which is a terrorist organization, is donating to the RSS, and Raju Sabnani, who has Narendra Modi restaurants, is funding. I don't want to go into that. I'll talk at the appropriate time. Let's talk about these allegations. Let's understand one thing very, very important. Ma'am, corporates have donated, all right, in public domain. RSS, an organization, no accounts of theirs is in public domain. Hector will not be able to find out. Therefore, Congress was taking money and BJP is giving off land to China. Point number 2, and this is where I would like to end my submission. We all know the demonetization fraud. We all know who made money from demonetization, which friends of the Prime Minister. We all know in PM Care Fund, Chinese companies have donated, and companies that have donated have got SBI and other banks to adjust their loans, to give them a moratorium, to change the restructure their loans.
Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, obviously you have no answers on the 5 transactions issues we are talking about. I haven't even begun on China yet. Dr. Sambit Patra, is this the only game plan of Congress and its supporters to say this is a witch hunt, this is political vendetta, and we will not be intimidated? सवाल का तो जवाब है नहीं.
I'm not saying it's a witch hunt. You're putting words in my mouth. I am saying, please investigate me.
If my friend is done, then I can start. Thank you,
He'll
Navika.
never be done because he's
And
thinking about the
Navika,
bush.
a great personality called Bal.
One line. Commit by one line.
No,
Please
it's no.
investigate.
He's a friend. I think he'll never disturb me. But Navika, let me come to the point. A great personality called as Bal Gangadhar Tilak said once that Swaraj is my birthright. Swaraj is my birthright. And the Balak of the Congress has been continuously saying that corruption is my birthright and no one has a right to question the corruption charges on my family. Remember, this family, most of the family members are either out on bail or have visited the jail once or twice. Astonishingly, you take money from the embassy of China, you receive money in a family-oriented, family-owned foundation that is called as Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. I would rather call as the Rogue Gallery Foundation, as pointed out, or I would call it as a black money parking lot. That's what I would call it as best. You receive money from China, from their embassy. You receive money from, in fact, Luxembourg embassy, which is the safe haven for black money. You receive money from Zakir Naik. You receive money from DLF, you receive money from Unitech, as just pointed out by you, you receive money from Mehul Choksi, you receive money from Rana Kapoor, the Yes Bank's founder, and yet you have the audacity of asking questions to us. The only person I believe, the breaking news, Navika, now is not from whom they got the money. The breaking news now should be from whom they have not extracted the pound of flesh. That should be the breaking news. Oh, we have left this company. This company has not given a single penny to in fact, the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. The only man I firmly believe up till now we have not seen donating to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, I don't know, we can discover the name soon, is Hafiz Saeed. But yet Hafiz Saeed loves Congress party. He says, there is a journalist and there is a party in India whom I love. So they have connections everywhere. I don't understand, Navika. Rahul Gandhi tweets today saying that there is a price. There is a price. And the Prime Minister thinks that everyone has a price. Well, yes, let me tell you, the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, because of his honesty, is priceless for Indians. And as far as the Gandhi family is concerned, there is a tag of price attached to the head of every Gandhi family member because each one of them is pliable. Pliable.
Can I have one line?
The word
Well,
pliable.
I want to get in Sanjay Hegde.
Goes.
Tehseen Poonawalla, this debate, you're not the only participant in this debate, so just hang on. Wait for your turn. I want to get in the senior counsel, Sanjay Hegde. Mr. Sanjay Hegde, I want to ask you, 5 gentlemen who have dubious records, who have criminal cases against them. You may say Rana Kapoor has gone to jail now, or Mehul Choksi is in the BJP regime. Fair enough, but the fact of the matter is that proceeds of crime were generated from the period when this bonhomie was going on. But 3 people were having ongoing cases. Sanjay Chandra, direct benefit of a telecom license pan-India, and the 2 years that he donates happen to be coincidentally the years in which he gets that license and makes the donations. Also, GVK Industries gets a airport, makes the donations. And Unitech and GVK and of course Jignesh Shah, against whom there are cases going on during the UPA. He rents their farmhouse. He also donates to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. And there is a happy family gathering that's going on. Are these coincidences, Mr. Sanjay Hegde?
It's not coincidence, and the investigation throws up material which ends up in a chat. I welcome it because that provides a lot of employment to a lot of lawyers, chartered accountants, and a whole lot of them. But let's see this entire thing that you said about Unitech. Unitech, 2G scam, telecom, this, that, and the other. What did it end up in? It ended up in a charge sheet. It ended up in a trial. At the end of the trial, the special judge has recorded that I kept my court open even during Saturdays and Sundays and nobody came with evidence. It's all right to go on saying, could this be a coincidence? Could that not be a coincidence? But hard evidence is a matter of investigation. Bring it out, put it to the people, file a charge sheet if you believe that there is a case. I am not privy to the evidence. I cannot give you an instant judgment for the purposes of a 9 o'clock debate. All that I can say is, please, I welcome these investigations. Please be mindful that the people of India are watching who you fight. Are you fighting Corona? Are you fighting economic crisis? Or are you only fighting your political opponent?
Why? Mr. Sanjay Hegde, may I remind you, in the National Herald case, they've lost the property in the courts. In the courts, the matter has been cleared. The matter has been cleared in the Delhi High Court. They didn't want their income tax to be looked at. Again, a matter that they have lost. Young India's income tax details, they have lost at several levels. And let me also tell you, in Associated Journals also, the case has been decided. Now you can take everything to the Supreme Court and say, prove nahi hua. Two courts have convicted you. You are in an appeal in the third court. Sambit Patra, isn't that the status?
You shouted about 2G, and please, let me put it as a lawyer.
No, in fact, as far as my good friend Sanjay Hegde is concerned, he was at least courteous enough to say that, well, yes, if you prima facie find some kind of evidences, why don't you move ahead with the charge sheet? So he was right. In fact, that's the direction the government is moving towards. We are having investigation and we have to wait. We have to have faith on the judiciary of this country. I'll give you a suppose. I mean, I'll construct. Sanjay ji, please let me complete. Sanjay ji, supposedly, let me just construct a kind of scenario over here. Supposedly, Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India, whose father was Damodar Das Modi, in fact, he forms a foundation under the name of his father, Damodar Das Modi Foundation. And to this foundation, or the foundation of which would have been headed by Mr. Modi himself, and his family members would have been the members in this foundation, trustees in this foundation. The foundation would have received money from China, Pakistan, Luxembourg, and would have been donated money from 11 ministries in the government while he is the Prime Minister, and 7 PSUs while he is the Prime Minister. What would you all have done? The heavens would have parted and leftists and liberals would have reigned, you know. Leftists and liberals would have reigned, just reigned. All these people would have taken on Mr. Modi. Mr. Modi, kya ho raha hai? You resign, this, that, what not and what all. And just imagine, just because we have got used to corruption of the Gandhi family, so very used to the corruption of Gandhi family, today it appears just as another story. Because every corruption, I'll tell you, since Sanjay Hegde is a good friend of mine and well versed with Sanskrit, let me narrate something in Sanskrit over here. Akashe patitam toyam yada gacchati sagaram sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam pratigacchati. Just as every drop of water that falls from the heaven ultimately goes to the ocean, every namaskar given to anyone ultimately is received by Keshava, by Krishna. Similarly, corruption anywhere in India, within the boundaries of India, and nowadays even beyond the boundaries of India, ultimately has go to one destination, 10 Janpat, 10 Janpat and 10 Janpat, and the problem is we have got used to it. For God's sake,
Sanjay Hegde is making a point. Sanjay Hegde, I'll give you 30 seconds, make your point.
I'm not in the drama business. All that I'm saying is that whatever you do today will come back to you tomorrow. Tomorrow also you will come to the same lawyers.
Is that a threat?
Please
is that a threat? Are you saying tomorrow the government that will come will investigate you? Be my guest. Do that. As a journalist, I'll cover those stories also. But Sanjay Hegde, I want to ask you, matter of propriety, and you are a senior counsel. I want to ask you, the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund, contributions made by common citizens of India, 5 ministries of the government and 11 PSUs, all of them donate to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, which is the family trust. And look at those signatures of Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on the screen. They donate to this family trust, while Mrs. Sonia Gandhi is the chairperson of the trust, she is the president of the party, and she is the chairperson of the coalition that runs the government. And the fact that files went from PMO to Mrs. Gandhi is part of folklore written and documented by people who worked in the Prime Minister's office and in the Congress establishment. Do you think they do not owe an answer to people of India for using and misusing taxpayers' money as donations, number one. And number two, I've just showed you the links of investigations and the quid pro quo that seems on surface as quid pro quo. Shouldn't questions be asked?
Every coincidence does not end in a conviction. If you are in a legal situation, then everything has to be proved in a court. And right now I'm telling you, you are nowhere near even filing a case. You are beginning an investigation.
Shehzad Poonawala.
Let me complete. No, why do you? Please go ahead, investigate. Please provide employment to many lawyers, many chartered accountants. And please note that the next government which comes in will do the same. This is where the real problem is, that you are going to have a continual source where government investigates the previous government and nobody will be doing any administration whatsoever. Do it. That's how you want to run the country, do it.
Shehzad Poonawala, just so that the next government should not investigate the BJP, we should not look into these so-called coincidences. The fact that GVK is, the GVK industry it's part of folklore. They know that, the son of the main GVK guy is a son-in-law of a senior Congress leader. He gets the Mumbai airport, and then there is donation that comes every year into the foundation trust. Jignesh Shah has an investigation, rents the farmhouse of the Gandhis and also donates 50 lakh rupees at least in 1 year, 2011-2012. Sanjay Chandra gets a license out of turn, also ends up donating. ये क्या है? मुझे कोई क्यों नहीं donate करता? आपको कोई क्यों नहीं donate करता?
Navika, I'm coming into the debate after 35 minutes of Mr. Sanjay Hegde, not Sanjay Chandra, fortunately, Tehseen Poonawala and Sambit. So I hope you'll give me at least 45 seconds to make my point. First of all, let's stop calling it a trust. It's actually a family of distrust and a foundation of mistrust. And the way they have taken China से लेकर चोक्सी से लिया चंदा और ऐसे ही चला राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन का काला धंधा. You imagine the scenario that all the scamsters of this country, from Unitech, who was involved allegedly in 2G scam, Chor Chokshi, who's the biggest absconder and the looter of public money from public sector banks, to you see to this Mr. Shah, to Mr. Jignesh, to the other people, and including China, all the scamsters have donated money to this foundation. That means this foundation was the mother of all scamsters. She was the Ammi Jaan of all scamsters. It was like a virtual toll naka of Bhrashtachar, and therefore it is rightly said that this family has never been interested in committees but more interested in commissions. Now there are 4 points that come out of this. One, that when money was taken from China, or when money was taken from the 2G accused, or when money was taken from some other people like GVK, clearly there was a quid pro quo because some favors were given to the other person who had given the commission to the family. Point number two, the point that is being made is that is this money not a money from public trust and from public accounts? The PMNRF money, the 7 ministries, Ministry of Home Affairs, Health, was donating money to this charitable trust. 11 PSUs donated money into the charitable trust of the family. That's the second aspect. Third aspect, weren't laws and rules not broken when this money was taken from the public the jab of the public and put into the jab of Sonia Gandhi? This is public ka mal, choron ka mal, Sonia ki jab mein dala. And what Sanjay Hegde is saying, that you don't investigate my corruption and I will not investigate your corruption. Let us have a quid pro quo. So Sanjay Hegde, true to being a true Gandhian supporter, I mean the Rahul Gandhi supporter, he's trying to crack a deal here on this debate also. He's telling Sambit कि तुम मेरा मत investigate करो, मैं तुम्हारा नहीं investigate करूंगा. But Sambit is not Xi Jinping, even though Sanjay Hegde may be a Rahul Gandhi.
Well, let me get in Abbas Saeed. I want to ask you, ये चोर चोर मोसेरे भाई, ये कहावत है, ये कहावत है चोर. Hello.
And I also want to rejoin. I was interrupted. I was also interrupted. I want to rejoinder.
1 minute.
No,
one minute, gentlemen. I'll come.
Quick rejoinder.
1 minute. Let's not get ahead of each other. I'm coming to you turn by turn. Let everybody have a turn. And Abbas Hafiz, I want to ask you कि जब सच होता है तो वो एक वाक्य में हो जाता है, जब झूठ बोलना पड़ता है तो भूमिका बनानी पड़ती है, याद रखना पड़ता है कि किसके बारे में क्या कहा था, कैसे समझाया था. You know, all of you are taking so much time to give answers to any of these, and you're not answering any of the questions that have been raised. That is it a coincidence that everybody who's got some concession or some deal from the government is also donating? Also, the question is, are scamsters who are also seen donating to them, is that a coincidence that they are also donating to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? Why don't we answer the crux of these issues?
First of all, I'm entering in the debate at the 37th minute. Like, you haven't interrupted Sambit ji and Shehzad. I hope you would give me some time, like at least 1 minute to speak up over here.
Your time starts now. Your time starts now.
First of all, Navika ji, none of the spokespersons, the official spokesperson whom I was listening to the whole day of Congress party has said that they don't want any inquiry. Inquire. This government should inquire and come out with some proof. They are just diverting this nation's attention because they don't want Navika Kapoor ji to discuss China issue or the issue.
सर, मैं नाविका कपूर नहीं हूँ, अब तो इंटरप्ट करना पड़ेगा. मैं नाविका कुमार हूँ.
नाविका कुमार जी,
I'm
very sorry, even you named me a little wrong, Abbas Saeed. So
अच्छा, आपने बदला ले लिया. आप टाइम नहीं लगाते हैं, वही का वही छुट्टा कर देते हैं. ठीक है.
Anyway, see, the headline should be this, that BJP has got 93% of the corporate donation, and 93% of the corporate donation they don't want to discuss, they don't want to disclose the donations also, and I have serious doubts over their donations, because I should also make this so sensational like how you have started this debate. These headlines should be there. RKW Developers Limited, the company under ED's probe for terror funding, gave 10 crore rupees to BJP. Sunblink Real Estate was accused by ED for connections with Iqbal Mirchi and all. BJP's financial declarations to EC shows that it received 2 crore from Skill Realtors Private Limited, which is a sister concern company of Sunblink. BJP writing off corporate loans like anything and leaving our farmers with mountains of debt. And then you have missed this opportunity to ask the RSS where their funding come from, which they never discloses.
अब्बास हफीज साहब, मैंने 2.25 मिनट दिए आपको. After cutting off my time, which I interrupted, I want Karan Bhasin to come in. Karan Bhasin, हर सवाल का जवाब होता है. We are taking. What about them? They are also taking. Is that an answer?
No, absolutely not. The problem is that, Congress ki jo dynasty, it was so powerful that it is not used to being answerable, and now that their power has dwindled, they are facing questions and they're panicking because they see their power erode and their sycophants are fumbling for answers. But let me tell them that you guys are not going to come to power, not in the next 5 years, not in the next decade, considering the kind of mess that you have made of the Indian economy, of the Indian society. You guys have organized extortion. You have made organized extortion. Hold on, I didn't interrupt you, sir. Please do not interrupt. Please do not interrupt me. Please do not interrupt me. I did not interrupt you. Please do not interrupt me. I did not interrupt you. This is not fair. This is not fair. I did not interrupt any of you. This is not fair.
Transparency of electoral bonds.
Okay, hold on.
The 94% donations from the corporates, and they don't.
I did not interrupt you, sir. I did not interrupt you.
Abbas Hafiz, I gave you 120 seconds to answer. Kindly listen to Karan Bhasin, who's just come into this debate. Let's be civil.
So the point is that there's nothing Indian and nothing national left about the Congress. They want an alliance with the CCP. They want to share sensitive information, which is why they enter into MOU. They take money from China, Chinese money ke basis pe, then they start questioning their own government. They start furthering Chinese agenda. When there was a border standoff, India's foreign affairs minister goes to China, and we don't know so far what was discussed then. Mani Shankar Aiyar goes to Pakistan and says that we need your help to defeat Mr. Modi. That is the extent of bankruptcy that has happened of this political party, whether it's Bofors, whether it's Augusta Western, whether it's National Herald, whether it's 2G, whether it's Jijaji, any corruption scandal in India, and you find that Gandhis are at the center of the entire issue, whether it's other society scam. I can name you with every alphabet. There has been a scam that has happened, which has been presided over by Congress and the Gandhis, and that is precisely why it is very important to investigate just how much have they sold our country in their 7 decades, 6 decades long rule. This particular family has no no integrity. It has sold Indian interests decades after decades after decades. They allowed Kothrochi to run away. They ensured that everyone. They furthered crony capitalism to the extent that they ensured that they created a system of organized extortion. And this is organized extortion. They extorted money from Rana Kapoor. We have those SMSs where a certain Congress member of parliament, a certain Congress minister was asking, what about the money? Family is asking for the money. What was it? Was that not extortion? What are they talking about? Today they stand exposed. Today the dubious methodology used by Congress to further their own wealth, their own modus operandi, their own corruption stands exposed, and these guys are
Abbas Hafiz, show me a donation made by any company who has got from the BJP government. If some company has got some money and they have donated to the private foundations of any BJP leader in this country, I will be the first one to do the story, Mr. Abbas Hafiz. But otherwise, इतना outrage मत दिखाइए ना. Outrage दिखाने से पहले जवाब दे दीजिए, and let me get in Sumant Siraman. Sumant Siraman, you are not a politician, and I want to ask you, Sumant Siraman, we may all have some political choices, political leanings. That's fine, that's fair, that's democracy, and it's allowed. But I want to ask you, right and wrong can't have two different definitions. And I want to ask you, is it right? 1 minute, Sumant Siraman, let me ask my question. Right and wrong cannot have two definitions. I want to ask you, is it right for a foundation run by the most powerful family, the Gandhi family, during the UPA regime, is it right for them to take donations into the family foundation from ministries, from PSUs, from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund? I want to ask you, is it right? Because this is taxpayers' money. Number two, if there are links with dubious people, is it right for them to be taking, in the years that business is given to certain firms, also taking money from them? Is that right?
Yeah. 1 minute. This has got all the hallmarks of what is called a fishing expedition. Here is a publicly available document, and I must congratulate the investigative journalism that Hector and his team have done, because they've actually gone to Google and keyed in rgifindia.org. Then they've clicked on the link which says annual report, and they've opened and read each of those annual reports.
So did you know,
to the section of
Sumant Siraman, you want to poke fun at the investigations? May I tell you, since you are such a knowledgeable man, may I ask you, did you know that Mr. Mehul Choksi owned a company called Naviraj Estates Limited? Did you know that? And did you know that it was a shell company where only donations were being given, and that was the only transaction for that year in that company? May I also ask you, Financial Technologies Private Limited in the Rajiv Gandhi Charitable Trust gives money, and what was Financial Technologies accused of in the time that money goes? You're a doctor who's used to X-rays done by somebody else. You are used to CT scan somebody else, and you are used to some investigations done by somebody else, and all you sit there and pretend is to give a conclusion. Here there is painstaking work involved, Mr. Sumant Siraman, and I want to get in Shehzad Poonawalla. If all investigations were available on Google, wouldn't Mr. Sumant Siraman, Tehseen Poonawalla and Mr. Abbas Hafiz have all the information about RSS and the BJP? Shehzad Poonawalla, Google investigation?
Is it publicly available or not? Is it put out in the annual report?
Mr. Sumant Siraman, annual reports of every company are publicly available on the MCA website. I want to ask you, how many companies have you found out have been involved in scams? Don't give me bullshit, okay?
Listen to me.
1 second. Don't get
my
angry,
dear friend
Navika. I'm just pointing out.
No, I will get angry. I will get angry, Mr. Sumant Siraman.
But this is just Googling and going to the site and reading.
Mr. Sumant Siraman, for somebody who spent 30 years investigating stories like this, at least I don't want. I don't want to hear gyan from you.
If you want,
and your patronizing attitude, is okay for those who will take it. I'm not somebody who's going to take that. All right?
Let me read to you the list of donors. Which one do you want?
Navika, Suman is the last person. Suman is the last person. 1 second, Navika. Now since you've taken my name, Suman is the last person to give anybody a medical certificate, leave alone a journalism certificate. Suman, please, now can you now not be a heckler in chief, please?
You are the guys who keep giving
Suman Siraman, I just hope you don't do your doctorate based on Google. All right? I hope you are not a Google doctor.
The point I'm making,
Navika,
but unfortunately, this
Navika, the problem,
based on publicly.
Navika, the problem, Navika, you have to select your panelists in a better way. Navika, we just waste time in trying to get these people to quiet down, listen to the other side.
Okay. I'm lowering the faders off.
The problem is, Navika.
1 minute. Suman Siraman, Shehzad is responding to you. Calm down. Let him respond. I'll come back to you. Yes, Shehzad.
No, Suman C. Raman's medical certificates are as useless as the certificates of journalism to Navika Kumar and to the Times Now team. Point number 1. Point number 2, Suman C. Raman sounds more like Suman Dubey, as if he signed those documents. Point number 3, Suman C. Raman, are you so hell-bent that there should be an Italian Godfather mafia-style culture that every scamster has to pay the biggest scamster before getting his deal through? I mean, what kind of justification? This is your taxpayer money, my taxpayer money that has been put into the PMNRF fund. The poorest of the poor paid 10 rupees so that their money could go to the Kosi floods, not to Sonia Gandhi's private trust and to make Rahul Gandhi have a new bike. So come on, please have some sense of propriety. Rahul Gandhi is in the same trust. His mother runs the government, his mother heads the trust. Manmohan Singh heads the government, he also heads the trust. Chidambaram runs the finances, he also heads the trust. What kind of conflict of interest? Where are all your proprieties gone now, Mr. Sanjay Hegde and Mr. Suman C. Raman? You people are behaving as if you all are the clerks of RGF. You all are speaking as if you all are on the payroll of RGF.
Tehseen Poonawalla, I know the easiest thing to do is to point fingers at the journalists, at the investigations. अरे भैया जवाब दे दो, राम नाम जपना पराया माल अपना कब तक करोगे?
Thank you, ma'am. Finally, you've come to me. Very brief. I trust your journalism. I've always spoken that you're a very good journalist. So I believe that tomorrow I will be called and I'm making these charges with absolute responsibility with these charges. The organization in which the external affairs minister's son works got donation recently from China. 9 affiliates of China donated to Vivekanand Foundation, which is associated with the BJP or its affiliates, and to India Foundation. Ajit Doval's son has been involved in an offshore company in a tax haven. Now I end here by saying, Sambit Bhai, I end here by saying, with my money, the Prime Minister is building a new mansion and buying 2 new planes. I challenge you, Sambit Bhai.
Oh, very good. Very good. You're talking about the Prime Minister's money and he's buying 2 places with your money. I want to ask you, Tehseen Poonawalla and Sambit Patra. I'm going to a big breaking news, but Sambit Patra, I want to ask you, do you know how much land is owned by these trusts across the country? ये इनको दर्द हो रहा है कि प्रधानमंत्री 2 चीजें बनवा रहे हैं और टैक्सपेयर का पैसा लग रहा है. टैक्सपेयर का पैसा तो सारा ले गया ट्रस्ट. लटियंस दिल्ली में 3 जगह, पटना में जगह, लखनऊ में जगह, AJL में नेशनल हेराल्ड हाउस, सब जगह. You know, it seems like a real estate company. And we'll come back. We will investigate Rajiv Gandhi Foundation and the trusts of the Gandhi family. How much land do they own? And why don't you give a list of the lands or the government lands that accrue to these foundations, which are the family foundations and have been donated by the government? Sambit Patra.
See, remember one thing, too many coincidences is always conspiracy. I mean, we have Rajiv Gandhi Foundation getting money from China government, Chinese embassy, and similarly, at the same time, We have Mr. Rahul Gandhi standing besides the Chinese envoy while we had the Doklam standoff under the Chinese tent. We have during 2013 Mr. Salman Khurshid, the then foreign minister, going to Beijing to solve the issue, but saying that Beijing is so beautiful that I don't want to return from Beijing. I want to settle in Beijing. Just imagine a foreign minister of your country during a standoff saying that I want to settle in my enemy country. If this is the way, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Salman Khurshid all have to settle out of India. Sonia and Rahul at least have a house outside of India, multiple houses, London, Italy, etc., etc. But Tehseen Poonawala bhai, aapko bhi ghar banana padega bahar mein.
Well,
Dekhiye,
I don't know. At this point, all we can say is there are coincidences too many. 5 coincidences come in from various dubious people, from Rana Kapoor, who buys a M.F. Hussain painting to helps in building the house in Himachal Pradesh and gets many loans and gets many branch licenses during his team. Mehul Choksi, GVK Industries, Sanjay Chandra's Unitech Limited, and also Jignesh Shah. Are these coincidences? And what about the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that government's money, ministry's money, PSU's money was also going to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? And what about the land? All this is taxpayers' money, taxpayers' assets. Government land also going to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? What is the locus standi of the Congress party apart from saying this is vendetta politics? With this, we continue to ask the legitimate questions, because we need answers to the pointed questions asked. Will the Gandhis answer these questions? That is the day this country is waiting for. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me. Big breaking news coming in, disturbing news coming in from the Kashmir Valley. BJP's Bandipora President Wasim Bari has been shot dead by unidentified terrorists just a short while ago. Not only him, but his brother and his father too have been killed in an open market area. The incident happened in a shop very close to the police station. I'm going across to my colleague Fareed, who's joining me on the phone line. Sohail is joining me on the phone line. Sohail, what are the details? When did this shooting incident happen, and what are the details of how many terrorists were in that area?
Well, Navika, 3 members of a family, including this BJP leader Wasim Bari, who have been killed by militants in North Kashmir's Bandipora area. The 3 members of a family, 3 members of the family were inside a shop owned by them when 2 to 3 militants, this is what is believed, 2 to 3 militants opened indiscriminate firing, and these 3 members of the family were shifted to hospital. They were declared brought dead by the doctors there. But at this point in time, what we have also got to know that the security cover of 8 PSOs was already given to the BJP leader, who is also said to be he was a member of the state committee of Bharatiya Janata Party. But none of the PSO was at the spot, and this shop is just next to the police station in Bandipora, where the incident has taken place. But now, as the security forces have launched a coordinated search operation in this area, because there were witnesses who have discussed.
Well, Sohail, this is disturbing news coming in from Kashmir, and this comes a month after Sarpanch Ajay Pandita was shot dead in the same area. Clearly, Pakistan getting edgy, pumping in terrorists to disturb peace in Jammu and Kashmir. This shall also be answered by this country. We'll get you more details on that shootout where terrorists have gunned down the Bandipora chief of the BJP and 2 other members of his family, his brother and his father. Disturbing news coming in. We'll follow that news breaking on the news hour on the other side of this very short break.